got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone. I've got Sade in my tape deck. I'm just moving right along. All these haters really love me. They just pretend that they don't. 'Cause I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone. In my zone. In my zone. In my zone. When I'm in my zone.
Yo, in my old school, bumping that kiss the light beneath the city lights. Caught up in the moment, getting misty eye. About to give my past life a long kiss goodnight. This dream difficult for me to visualize. But I was real when they said the limit is the sky. But my feet still on solid ground. No more stalling now. On the road to get it, 'cause when it rained, it poured. But now the storm finally calming down. I'm in my cut that's driving. The sun is shining. My strain piece studded with a ton of diamonds. I ain't got a bunch of money on the constant grind. Still a beast being running with my stomach growling. In the darkest alley, got the heart to fight. I see the stars are bright. They screaming Johnny Value. Rappers on the bite me, they crocodiling. I'll be up and even Marcus smiling. Try to walk a mile as I'm a JPEG, a Maybelline. You can say that you played in the major league. With my heart on my sleeve on the stage and leave. I feel wet from the sweat of my famous tea. I'm never scared for shaking like a Maple League. 'Cause what the ways for me is unknown. So I lit up my J from my kid up with straight crown raw. Now I'm in my zone.
I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone. I've got Sade in my tape deck. I'm just moving right along. All these haters really love me. They just pretend that they don't. 'Cause I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone.
This ain't no ordinary dog. I was sick of being poor and heading north. Right up 85 North and there was. Working, breaking down doors and bury yours. Still representing Georgia. I'm feeling as a boss. Spread the word, 'cause the more the merrier. Nobody blowing off the torch I carry. God nor from every time they point and stare at George. All because I got Jordans on. I got a gorgeous blonde and my jewelry blinds. I got stupid style. Getting paid on music now. I'm putting huge amounts inside a few accounts. I gotta cool this down in case you wanna come and duke it out. If I was you, I'd throw the deuce and bounce. So we just blew announced my hotel room looking like a hookah lounge. I'm blowing up like a bazooka round. I got booed and bad, but stay positive. Even when I didn't ever pop the piss. And I was sitting on the bottom city plotting this. And I'll be fine dining at the Optimist. I got a black sea bass and a lobster biscuit. Took a shot of whiskey to the dome. Made a toast to the homies that are gone. Two for the fans and the love they shown. I'm in my zone.
In my pocket, I'm just right here in my zone. I've got Sade in my tape deck. I'm just moving right along. All these haters really love me. They just pretend that they don't. 'Cause I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone. In my zone.
Calendar at this caliber's for the life of a bachelor. I'm burning through cannabis, canister after canister. So many cameras, they flashing, I never glance at them. Lost inside of a land full of thoughts while watching this dancer. I'm wondering to myself if she's got some booty enhancer. Either way, I feel the deep inclination to put my hands on her. I'm a modern day Galileo who lives in Atlanta, the capital of the ratchets, aristocrats and traffickers. A practitioner, practice until I master it. Passionate about my adjective syllables, so elaborate. Anything less to describe me is just inaccurate. You're a student of classes in which I am a graduate. Immaculate vernacular, Batmobile like Dracula. Giving these boys the blues while telling these hoes to saddle up. You catching feelings, I think you squarer than Madison. I'm in my zone, ain't no way I'll ever snap out of it.
I've got sunshine in my pocket.
Yes.
I'm just right here in my zone.
Roll something.
I've got Sade in my tape deck. I'm just moving right along.
Let's go.
All these haters really love me. They just pretend that they don't. 'Cause I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone.
In my zone. Let's go.
In my zone.
Hey, hey, hey.
In my zone.
Marijuana to you. It is a motherfucking Tuesday. We are live on PSN, and we made it happen. We made it happen. We got Trap Jesus joining us today. We will be talking about how the fuck did Chem 91 come about. We've had that discussion going on the past couple of shows. We said, let's reach out. Let's find the answers. And we did. Hold on, though. Put some respect on the name. Damn. Put some respect on the goddamn name. Ta-da. What up, Marijuana to you guys? How we doing? Turbiducks in here. Mario. We got Buncha in here. We got Troy in this motherfucker. What's going down with you guys, huh? What are you smoking? What it is that you are inhaling? It's OG SirHIGH, not Chem 91. Okay, we gonna fuck around and find out. That's all I'm saying. Playing a little bit of tag right now with Trap Jesus, though. I have talked to him this morning. He is down to jump on. And when I gave him a description of what we wanted to talk about, his response was hilarious. And I was like, no. I was like, bro, please just join the show. If we don't hear from him, I have voice recordings that we will play. But I said, nah, bro, come join. This shit is hilarious. Let's go. Shout out to Scrap out there. Scrape, huh? We want the story of the OG. And did the outlaws from Kentucky bring it to Florida? Where is Mr. Kentucky? Is Tony in the building? Right? I was wondering. I was like, what if Tony goes MIA when we get Trap on here? Damn. What up, Terps? How we doing? Marijuana to you. L Badger. No, you're right on time. There it is right there. He said, I'm in this bitch. We're here. All right. Marijuana. Real quick, let me give a shout out to the marijuana that I'm growing. Okay, I am out here trying to grow some reefer. Shout out to Boston Clone Company and HGV for making my home grow what it is. Oh, no further delay. We're gonna jump in here right now. Hell yeah. Hold on one second. We got the man, the myth in the building. Let's make sure he can hear us. All right, he's working out the kinks. We got him in the waiting room. We're going to work it out. Hell yeah. There he is. We can see you now, my guy.
I can't see you. I could barely hear you. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you. You're better.
Beautiful. All right. So I say no further delay, man. Let's get you right in here. We've got our guy, Mr. Trap Jesus, in the motherfucking building. Oh, shit. Let me change this up. Hold on.
Why can't I see you?
I'm about to fix that real quick. We're getting the kinks worked out over here. Hold on one second now. TMW interview. And boom. We in the building, dog. What up, man? How you doing?
Why can't I,
You should be able to see me.
why am I, oh, I can see you now.
Oh yeah. And let me get your,
I can see you, but I can't see you. Like when I look at you, I see the middle, I see the between you and me. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me see if I could make this. There we go. Fuck, I don't use this shit,
yeah,
man.
no,
So
hey,
I
you know what? I
apologize.
appreciate you working it out with us over here. We moved over to Discord because the Zoom was like fucking up with me and shit like that. It wasn't really working out as where I needed it to. So we moved it up. We switched it up. Let me go ahead and also get your logo on the screen. We're getting everything worked out. New kinks. We're working it out.
Perfect. You see a little you wanted me to be in the garden, but the garden lights aren't even on for another hour. So what I did was I put a weed painting in the fucking picture.
Hey, my man. Hey, I appreciate you popping out real short notice.
Actually, it's a pretty good idea that I did this. Now I think about it. Who we're gonna talk about? What we're talking about? Right? The dude who you said, where does OG come from?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The dude who accidentally made OG actually painted that for me.
Oh, well, look at that.
Pretty dope.
That is dope. Well, let's talk about it, man, because I sent you that message and your response was hilarious. I was like, oh shit, all right, yeah, let's get you on here. So basically, and can you see the chat? Do you have another screen or some sort that you can see our chat? You're not going to be able to see.
How do I do that?
Do you have do you have another device you could pull up the show on?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, okay, so what? So I click on chat. I don't see anyone writing, but I do. Yeah, so the top right of my corner's got a little talk thingy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. You know what? I'm gonna do my thing with reading you over to. We have a live audience on.
I
Kick
can see
right now.
the chat scroll on your side, but it's so small that I can't read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll basically
maybe if I turn it sideways. Hold on. Let me see if I turn it sideways. Yeah, it's still fucking
so small,
bro.
Yeah,
it looks like ants and shit.
Yeah, no doubt. It is what it is, man. Fuck it, dog. I'll read them off too, though. We got basically this all came about because OG was being discussed. We had someone in the chat, OG Tony Show, saying that the OG that like the Chem 91s and the OGs all originated from the Florida market and from a dead show and stuff like that. And so the debate was going on in the chat. And someone's like, yo, we need Trap Jesus on this motherfucker. So I appreciate you jumping in on here. And I sent you a message that you had a response to. Let me read it out loud for the audience, and then you can respond to it. Okay. It said, Tony Snow said, the Outlaws, the biker gang, brought the OG from Louisville to Florida. That's what we need validated. If Josh D can say that happened, I'm totally fine with it. Trap Jesus knows Josh D personally. And can we get Trap Jesus on here? So talk to us.
Okay, so about the origins of it?
Yeah, okay.
You know, just whatever. All right, so we'll clear it up right now. OG doesn't come from Louisville. It doesn't come from any biker gang. He sold this weed to Craig. You guys know Craig. Who's talking about? Don't get me wrong. Yes, the bikers do have some involvement, but that didn't happen until 2001. Yeah, 91 it was made. 92 it was selected. That's why it's called 92 OG. But they were born in 91, okay?
Hopping on here, bro. I mean, that is like in detail out there. And if there's people out there that are watching that want to, pop on here and say anything in regards to this, please do. But let's get to the chat with some of this. Scrape out there saying never came from Oklahoma, and the bikers told y'all. Tony Snow saying we talking way before the 1990s. He's saying before the 90s. This
days will start the run.
Fire, my man. How's the Vegas market? Actually, appreciate you popping on here. Also, because a few weeks ago there was some fucking harsh words for Nevada cannabis, and I was like, well, hold up, man, because we know someone out there in Nevada. So like, you wanna talk about the scene out there? Is it rough as it's being said?
I don't fuck with none of that, bro. I don't, I'm not, that's not part of me, Okay. I'll give you a brief things that you might think wouldn't make a difference, right? And it might run past your mind. It might sound silly. It's not silly. It actually will work.
Damn.
And it will give you, that's where Fuego hangs out. It's in the details. It's all the little tweaks and details, all that little fidgeting and shit. That's where your Fuego's at.
Damn.
So anyways, Las Vegas weed. As far as the rec goes, man, I'm
the old school. I know that back in the day there was no internet, there was no fucking popping this shit out there. We talked about that in our last episode for sure. I miss those harvest parties though, right? The harvest parties that would go on back in the day were also something that was highly looked at it and whatnot. Was like,
dude, listen to this. I'll give you a good fucking harvest. The dude who used to own Sin City Hydro, my buddy Mark. Well, I don't talk to him no more, but that's what he would do. And the thing that bothered
the crackberry. You're excited about this one?
I'm making it. I'm creating it. Here, let me run it back. It's a green crack plant. Okay, green crack. I reversed it. I turned she into a he. Whew. When it turned into a he and the fucking pollen sacs opened, I plucked them off, and I went over to a flowering Skittles plant, and I sprinkled and I pollinated that. So what that's going to make when she's done, it is going to be called crackberry.
Okay.
Half green crack, half Skittles, and you'll see that by the end of the year. I think the pheno hunt's going to be one of my favorite hunts ever.
Fire. That's cool, man. Like, okay, so the process of doing this now. So, like, you know, we talked about yesterday with breeding and creating. Do you plan on, you know, how is this going to be released? Do you plan on releasing it as a genetic out there to the world and selling seeds, or is this plan on something that is your personal project for Trap Jesus and it'll be an exclusive genetic for you?
100% it to the this specific cut that I have. This is the same. This cut of green crack has probably more nostalgic value than anything else. OG, I was just tripping out. I was just like, what the fuck? It's her, bro. Like I didn't even have to flower her to know it. Like, her stench, her terps were on the fucking foliage. It was on the veg, bro. I was like, oh my God. So anyways, I imagine this lemon skunk with this tropical lime getting together and making a fucking something cool, bro. That's why I think it's going to be a really cool pheno hunt. And whatever I select, whatever I think is fucking the one, yeah, I'll release it. I'm going to release that cut. I'll let, and then whoever does, you know, whoever gets it, they can play off that. But I want it to be the best. I want it to be what I want it to be.
Fire, yeah. My dude. Hey, Masonic in the chat saying nice T-shirt you got on. What, show us up.
Oh shit.
Oh, Freddie Gibbs, fire for sure.
I got this one just at the last show he did in Vegas.
Okay, nice.
I actually came out to Arizona. Remember I was supposed to link with you, or no, it was the other dude. I came out to Arizona to the Sound. Is that what it's called? It's in Phoenix.
No, like an event. Wasn't the Sound?
I went to an Alchemist, Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo 2 show. There's a pizza shop next to it, bro. A fucking girl stole on me.
Explain.
At your dude, Arizona, hella fucking mean people, bro.
Damn.
Listen. Okay, so next to the Sound, there's a pizza shop, right? It's open real late. We went there after the show, and in the back room of this pizza shop, there's a fucking club, right? So you walk out of this club and you have to go through the pizza. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what is it called?
I don't know. I think it's called like a Rocket Pizza, or it's like some like Metro Pizza.
No. The venue next to it.
Oh, I don't know the venue next to it. No. I just know this. I've seen it online.
So I'm with my wife, bro. Okay, and I'm looking good and shit. These two bitches walk out, right? They start talking. Oh no, that's what it is. I asked someone for the bathroom. I asked him where the bathroom is, right? I'm asking a fucking security dude standing at the door. And these two girls decide to take over and be like, this is, and as they're talking to me, they're being nice, but she's touching me, bro. She's putting her hands on my shoulders and my back. And I go, don't touch me. Right? This fucking bitch punched me in my face, bro.
Off that?
Bro, right in the pizza parlor. And she hit me and I was like, I couldn't believe it, bro. I was just like, you're a dumb little bitch.
Damn.
You know? All because I didn't want her touching me and shit. Like, I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like it was two girls. They were attractive, but I feel like they were lesbians. I feel like they were looking to create a story, and I feel like they were really drunk and they were messing around. And I was with my wife, and I was just like, "Don't touch me," you know. And she got really offended because she probably never been told that before, and she punched me in my face, bro.
That's crazy.
Hella mean ass fucking people out in Phoenix and shit. Angry.
Man. Damn. We didn't need that energy for you.
Yeah, man. The pizza was mid too.
Fuck. Oh, well, that's some bullshit. Next time you come out,
the show was great. The song was great, and I feel like Freddie performed better at the Alchemist show because he had something to hold. He had something to. You know, for Alchemist, right? It's a teamwork. When he was in Vegas, yes, I enjoyed it. Yes, I think it was a great show, but I could tell that he was faded and like he wasn't being his normal show self.
I got you.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of his shows, and he just seemed like he was fucked up on drugs or something.
Hey, JJ Johnson out here says it's Ziggy's Magic Pizza next to the Van Buren.
It's called the Van Buren?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of San Diego. I went to another show in San Diego. It's called The Sound or something like that. Okay, it's called the Van Buren. That's the name of the place.
Yeah, we do. I do know we have a venue named the Van Buren, and the Van Buren Road has got some history on it. So I mean, it's almost damn near makes sense why you're getting punched at the Van Buren.
Why? Tell me.
Bro, the Van Buren has been like the fucking,
Rowdy?
Yeah, back in the day, it was like that strip where you would go and pick up some hookers and shit, dog. It's got some history and shit like that. It's got some
totally that vibe. It was cracking.
Rough ass part of town type energy. So to name your club after that, woo!
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Madness, my dude. Well, shit, dog. Well, next visit, we'll make sure it's a better time.
It added to the story. It added to the story, and then it ended up being a good little piece for our interview.
Exactly.
You know?
Here we are.
Got punched in the face by a pretty chick.
God damn it. Well, marijuana to you, my man. I appreciate you popping on here and blessing us with that knowledge, dog.
Marijuana. Well, yeah, it's OG is what I do. So, you know, and I happen to be friends with these characters. So I got the real story for you with the reputable resource and dates. I'll tell you the whole timeline.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that you just broke that all down, I like these conversations because it helps really find out and get to the bottom of it. Because look, we're gonna pop this out there. We'll throw it out there on the internet and let's see what shakes out of it, right? But to get down to the nitty gritty of where these genetics are from, I think is some dope ass shit that we can now do. We can have these conversations, right? Before we were worried about talking on the internet and all of these things, but now, let's give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, well, there's also laws that allow you to, right? Ain't no one's gonna bust you for something that long ago. You can't by law. So
exactly.
So I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I don't, you know, it's just that's why you ask about the scene out here and stuff like that, and I have no answers for you. I'm just a man passing by, you know. I'm just walking through. I just enjoy growing OG, and I share a little bit with the community. That's the extent of my interactions here. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you, my dude. I appreciate that you were willing to
pop
on.
Marijuana.
Marijuana?
Huh?
I said marijuana.
What'd you say?
No, I said I appreciate you popping on.
Before that.
Yeah, I appreciate you popping on.
Thank you for inviting me, dude. I like the chit chats too. You could tap in with me anytime you want. We could talk.
That's tight, my dude. And likewise for you, anytime you got something that you want to discuss, that something's going on in cannabis, bring it over.
Where's Mace? Mace is my friend. Where's he at?
Masonic in here. Where you at, Masonic?
That's my dog.
Yeah, no, hey man, we were showing his backyard. He stopped
wearing sunblock. He stopped wearing sunblock because of me.
Oh no shit, dog. Did you give him that saying like, look, I almost damn near with deodorant. I heard some report while you put it so close to your heart. That shit had me like kind of reconsidering deodorant.
Well, no. Let's talk about that instead. Okay, so I'll make it real simple for everyone to understand why you should not be using deodorant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your armpits are where your main lymph nodes are. This is your waste system, okay? A lot of toxins come out of your armpits, okay? From the air, from the food, from everyday life, okay? From your body, the things that are going on all your systems.
Okay.
Imagine spring cleaning, okay?
Okay.
And you're cleaning out the house, you got all the windows open and shit, cleaning it all out. And here you come with a fucking stick of deodorant and you seal in your toxins. No, I don't want you to leave my body. I want you to stay in there and fester and turn into something else instead because I'm worried about offending a fucking stranger.
I mean, when you put it like that,
get your diet right, and you'll never stink.
No shit.
Now, when getting off of deodorant, it's going to take 2 weeks. If you got a wife, then just warn her. It's the first 2 weeks. It's gonna be fucked up, dog. Okay. You're gonna get that backup out. But after that, dog, that's it.
No shit.
That's it. You will perspire. You won't stink.
Nice. Like berries.
No, you'll just smell like your natural pheromones, which will ultimately attract a woman.
Dang.
The real fucking what do they used to call that shit? But anyways, that's how
pheromones, right? That's where you're going with it, huh? Yeah.
Same shit a female deer does to a male deer. Did you know a male deer will go 30 days without eating just to stay on the trail of pussy?
God,
because the food will clean off his palate, and 85% of your taste is your smell.
Damn, we call that motherfucker a simp.
Savage. For the pussy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Our whole purpose on planet Earth, every living thing's purpose to procreate. Literally.
You know, we're one of the only species outside of dolphins that mate for fun. Recreational mating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We get down with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's cool.
All right, I'm down with it.
You know,
We
Western stigmas, Western society, they make it this way. I'm sure it's the same way in any part of the world, right?
I was gonna say it's kind of a trip though, because
when you're attracted to a female and you just something about her, it's her pheromones. You guys connect, it matches the pH matches. You can't help but fucking love her.
I feel it.
You know what I mean?
I've fallen for the worst at times, but there's just something about it.
Oh yeah, dude. Woo. The worst got some of the best though.
God damn. Good conversation.
God's funny in that way. God's funny in that way.
You're right, and when you're right, you're right.
He's like, let's have a little fun here.
Yeah, let me throw this little curveball in the lifestyle.
Yeah, curveball. Figure it out, guys.
My dude, what are you smoking today? You obviously you're out there and you're building brands, but what is in the jar today?
10:35 a.m. I got a day's full of work. I'm not going to smoke. Reason being, it's summertime right now. And so I'm not smoking joints. I'm only taking bong rips. And dog, I'm telling you, bro, this 2-foot bong is fucking annihilating me. Like it's getting me so high that I can't think. Not while I'm working, bro.
No,
There's too much domino effect here. And I'm just getting too lit, bro. I'm getting too lit, and I don't like to smoke. I don't care how good your weed is. I don't want to smoke a joint in 117 degrees. It's not that hot anymore.
It's uncomfortable.
It's like 110. Oh, so you already know because you're in Arizona. Yes. So it's like right now it's like 110. We got dumped. Did you guys get that rain yesterday?
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain.
Yeah, we got rain and hail. So it cooled down a little bit. It's probably like 105, 110 right now.
It's fucked up out here right now.
Oh yeah, it's hotter than fish grease out here. But I'm just saying why my applications, why I take bong rips during the summer, and like why I won't smoke today until like, I don't know, probably like 4 p.m.
Damn.
Just because I got a lot of shit going on. Doesn't mean I would love to pull a tube with you right now on this little interview, but I got important shit to do, and I just know how fucking high it gets me. But what's in my jar? OG Kush.
He said, motherfucker, OG Kush. No, raw dog in life is crazy, but I do understand that bong rips will... If I take bong rips, it really does put me in a euphoria state, because I feel like bong rips, they get that smoke to the depths of your soul. Like, dude, when I take my blunt, I'm like, I'm controlling how much I get. A bong, it's like, nah, motherfucker, to the depths. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I took a little break there from bongs. I haven't had the last bong I had was a Roar bong. It had American flag on it. And that went on when I was like 35, 33, 30. It got robbed out of my house, motherfuckers. But that was the last time I got a couple other bong. I don't really fuck with them though. But I just bought a 2-foot graphics bong, like, I don't know.
Wow.
A couple months ago, and fucking bro, I think they should patent. You know how Harley Davidson patents their engine sound? Wah, 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 wah. That graphics should patent their fucking tube pull. It fucking sends so perfect. It pulls so perfect. It's like a perfected bonger. Just the sound of the percussion of it, everything is so perfect, and it loads you so, dude. Like it fucks me up, bro.
Nice. I love that.
That's why I ain't smoking till like 4 p.m.
4 p.m. 4:20. You can be stoned as fuck.
Okay, we could do that. And I would smoke in the morning. I usually get high by 12 or 1, but it's just I got a lot. I'm preparing a run, and like yesterday I was cleaning reses and cleaning floors, cleaning trays. And when you're in the trap, it takes the better part of the whole day. I didn't leave the trap till midnight. How about that? God. And the lights turn on at 11. So I was fucking around cleaning for 12 hours, 13 hours.
Damn, man, gotta keep it clean though, man. You gotta keep it clean.
You have to. If not, you're a scrub.
Damn right.
Growing the actual plant is only like 35-40% of the gig. There's a lot of other parts that go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta, I mean, I sing to mine.
One big orchestra with 50 different instruments sitting down, right? And they all got a certain time to tap in. Growing the plant's 35% of it, 40% of it.
How much is curing it?
Just as much as growing it. How important it is just as important as growing it.
Damn right. Don't you think that's why we got a bunch of...
It's the one part that most of the community doesn't have an idea about, because it takes experience and time. It takes the time to go through it.
I'm telling you what.
I'm not gonna tell you, but if I told you what I did, it's nothing like what anyone else does. There's a very small percentage. It takes a long time. And it's also what I grow. I'm not saying no one does it like me. I'm just saying the right way to do it, most don't do it that way.
I agree with you.
And do you think that I learned that? Like my techniques, what I do, I figured out on my own and just off of thoughts. And when I first showed up to Instagram and I was telling people about the way I did it, bro, they would point and laugh at me. And so when I say, I was like, whoa, it's really adolescent. I mean, they're all doing it now, but it just showed me just how adolescent it was. I was like, whoa.
I think that's why we have a shitload of hash makers, though. I think that hash makers said, like, I can't dry and cure. They looked themselves in the fucking mirror and said, I suck at drying. Let me just chop my plants and make hash.
Definitely one of the reasons why most of them process, and a lot of them don't even grow. Like there's a few big growers that are literally daddy to like 80% of the hashers, right? They're not hash makers. They're just processors and button pushers.
I believe it. My man.
All the magic happens on the tray.
Dawg, we all the
magic happens on the tray.
Dawg, we need to have you pop on more.
Your investment on your tools will give you your out. Yeah, there's a little bit of learning to do there, but the tools you use and how sterile every step in your application is what's gonna. It's not hard. It's all about I think a better tool, the better product, and then I'm not saying that. Like a moving machine where it has perfect RPM like an Osprey is better than your classic fucking paddle where a man who's been making the best melt definitely no deodorant, knows exactly the minimum 4 or 5 light turns and he knows that water speed just by the push of it off his paddle. Oh no, that's my perfect melt. No, that one's whack. I did it too many times. Like, and I guess once you perfect it, I don't make it by day's end.
There it is, Trap Jesus.
So a lot of hashers don't know how to grow, and that's why they make a lot of hashes, because I mean, like some of these guys, they don't even pH their like plants and stuff. Like I've just heard shocking things. I'm like, and you have a decent name. Like I've seen mediocre, mid-ass runs turn into something special, bro, into hash.
Really?
Yes, sir. So here's the thing. Could you imagine what a fucking super dank run is like? Like so good that me personally, I would just have a hard time seeing that all hit water. Like,
I feel that way. I'm a flower smoker. I don't want to see that.
Super sexy nuggets, bro. Right? So I'm talking mid-pack, bro. Something you would never drink. Bigger, faster, stronger, more, bigger rims, bigger diamond, bigger tires, right? So, and it's a fucking applying even on the grow trays, bro. Listen, I have friends that see an extra pound, whatever's above. If you got 6 lights, okay, and you fucking send 2 of these, and you send these UCLs down your rows, bro, you're gonna see an extra pound is what they're seeing. Like I'm like, what? But here's the thing. They don't touch it. They just leave it. The plant just grows. They just they don't do any undercarriage. They don't do any cleaning up. It just is for a little bit. It just sits there, bro. And they get weight, which is cool. You know, more weight equals what? More weed, more money. Here's my thing with it. This is what I think, and I could be 100% wrong because I never use them. Just taking a shot, okay? I feel like, yeah, you're gonna get more weed down there and shit, but when you cut all this shit off and you just have, you know, 3/4 of the plant up, half of the plant up, where because you know every whether you use LED or a bulb, at the very end, you know, you don't have a partner, you don't have a neighboring light, so that's when your ppm drops off or your ppfd drops off, right?
Okay.
And I feel like boxing it in while fucking all the way around. I think the end of them, like 4'5" UCLs, I think those would be fucking totally beneficial for those end plants.
We saw Growing Pains come out, talk about Faven and how they went out and basically you can't really just do the under canopy in a sense. You almost got to like do the whole scope. They almost seem like you got to pay attention to the, you know, the whole environment of the plant, right? And then now that
well, of course, when you add more lights, that means more water. That means cooler. That means more AC.
Exactly.
You're producing more heat.
Yeah.
You're producing more plant. You got to feed more. Everything shifts. Everything changes. Everything will go, but it's not up to the point where you know you're going to see way much more of a profit margin, I'm assuming, and so it's totally worth it. You might have to, you know, play with your panel a little bit and put some fucking duals in there. You'll be straight. You know what I mean? Nice,
dude. I mean, so that appreciate you answering that question too, because it does seem like the nation is Masonic. Are you out there now under canopy?
They have to be around people. They can't be offensive.
Don't say
patchouli. I've used a whole bunch of them, dude. You know which one I like?
Which one?
It's called Each and Every.
Okay, as long as it's not patchouli.
Run that. Tell me how you feel. And you know what? I don't even like using those. I only use them when my wife asks me when we go out to like dinner and shit like that. Other than that, bro, I ain't fucking with it.
No shit, dude.
Yeah, I'd rather be healthy, bro.
I'll try it out for like a week just to fuck around.
Dog, it's not gonna work. You're gonna need to commit to 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks to get the rancid out of you.
Okay. I think I'm down.
You're packed up, bro. You got to get it out.
You're right.
Once you get it out, you'll notice that day you're like, hey,
no way.
I'm sweating.
I'm
sweating, but I don't smell nothing, bro.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks.
Starting today.
I'm gonna ask you in for on day 15 how you're feeling.
Okay. Let
me know if you notice anything else besides the stench leave.
I will.
But yeah, it's very simple. These are your lymph nodes. This is where you release toxins. That's why it's so important to go to fucking the sauna, bro, because different parts of your body that never sweat are gonna fucking perspire and release toxins in that area, bro.
No, it makes sense.
You know, all cause mortality drops by 50% when you use the sauna 4 or 5 times a week,
what?
Right? Did you hear what I said? 50% of all cause mortalities. Go to the sauna and sweat it out. No underarm deodorant. Ask Mace. Mace don't fuck with a sunblock.
All right, man. I'm looking into this. I'm going to go 2 weeks. I'm hitting the sauna. I'm trying to live.
Bro, it's all about the quality of your live.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
How do you feel chipper all day? Are you smiling, bro, all day? Are you just happy? I'm only going to see 5 of those done. And there's nothing more irritating to me than seeing that fucking list halfway done. So that's why I wait.
I love it. Nice, dude. Hey, real quick, I got Mario out here saying something about the goddamn lasers. Did you ask me a question about lasers? What are you talking about? Okay, we got another question real quick before we let you get out of here. Someone wanted to know what's on the tray next.
What do you mean? Right now?
Yeah, well, let me see what the question was.
Oh, gee. Okay. Oh, all the strains.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got my cut, my OG Kush cut, right? The baddest bitch. Then you got Hollywood Pure Kush. Then you got Larry OG. Then you got BTY. Then you got BTY OG. Then you got Lumpa's Headband.
Damn.
I got some new ones here. I haven't ever run. From the guy who accidentally made OG, and I'm going to put a few of those on the edge of the table just to see what they are, make sure I like it, make sure I know it, make sure I love it, and then I'll put it into production in the following runs. I got ZTK, which is Z cross the TK, right? His selection. I got Peaches and Triangles, Oh my God, this one is amazing. Imagine a light peach flavor first, and then the exhale is just fucking triangle kush. Amazing. So peaches and triangles, ZTK. Thought I had another one. Oh, I got a bunch of fucking plants I'm hunting right now, dude.
Nice.
And those will be on the end too. It's a bunch of raw Ronin stuff. I got a blue slushy F2s. I got Fire Belly Toe times Ziki Guy. I got Doja Pack gave me Serengeti and Triple Z. So those 4 you'll see on the edge of not enough for market, but that's what's on
enough
tray.
For the dome. Let's go.
The OG, all the OG I mentioned, the Larry, the OG Kush, the Lumpus, the BTY, the Hollywood Pure. That's all market.
Hey, Scrape said, "What up?" He said, "Thanks."
Oh, Big Scrap.
Scrap. I don't know. I can't
That's the
read
homie.
shit, man. Yeah, that's
the homie. He's the music connect. That dude always gets me. Like for instance, like Mac Mall's got an album that's one of my very favorites, and the record company label went out of business, so you can't get the album. Like one year, my brother found it and bought it off eBay, got me a copy of it, right, the hard disc copy that I have for it, but it's called Mackin Speaks Louder Than Words. Great album. Fucking this dude Scrap found it and made me a playlist for it so I can listen to it whenever I want. So I hella like that dude.
That's tight. No, he was adamant about making sure that the real story got out. He was like, "We ain't here for this. We ain't here no bullshit."
Oh, Scrap was the one who said call trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, man, told you Scrap was cool.
That's what I'm saying. Got that, man. He's part of the Yokes here, man. He's all right.
I'm off here, man. We've been talking for an hour.
Hey, appreciate you, homie.
I'll stay in touch.
Definitely.
Thank you for the good convo.
Yeah, fuck yeah, likewise.
All right, marijuana.
Right there, Trap Jesus joining in on the TMW exclusive interviews. You know how we do it right here every motherfucking morning, 10 a.m. All right. Let's go ahead and get the cheers going in here.
Today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
Yes.
All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail.
Tony Snow, we'll get to you.
Your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show.
Let's go.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name,
and they call him Scrap. Sin Sticky.
You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same.
Let's go.
You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
You goddamn right. We're right here at TMW, baby. What's good? We here. Story is by having some kind of proof. If you don't have any proof, I would just let it go altogether and just say it is what it is. Enjoy the show. Be a part of the Yokes. But let's not make this your legacy in TMW, right? We gotta understand the situation here and say, hey, it is what it is. He said there's plenty of proof. Send it. TMW. Just send me all that information you want too. Like I like to just have the conversation, right? I'm not a person that's going to be like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's all perspective. It's all experiences that people have had where I wasn't even there. So all I can really do is listen. You feel me? So please share. I'm down. What I want, the book court? No. What I want is someone outside of yourself, you know, to come to join the story, right? You got to match the energy that we saw Scrape. I still don't even know. God damn it. You want to tell their story? Scrap. No, I'm not. Look at, as it stands right now, Tony, I believe you. I believe you. Where I'm trying to help the situation is like, let's bring in some validity to it. You just saying it is not enough. We need something else, though, right? We need something else. That's all we're saying. Yeah, Eva missed all the bong talk, huh? I love weed. It's time to kick it. It's just time to kick it. I love weed. Can we give just some love to marijuana? Can we kick it? Yes, we can. I got to figure out how I can pause for the cause when I'm doing interviews, though. Because, oh, hey, Tony, how cool was it? See? How cool was it that he even knew your cornbread? Right? He was like, oh, I think he's thinking about the cornbread. I thought that was pretty cool because cornbread wasn't even mentioned in the question that I asked him. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, damn, dude, knows your shit. Cornbread Mafia was growing in 9-state largest domestic. And also, Tony Snow, why wouldn't they want to talk about it at this point? Aren't we talking about... We're talking about fucking things that were done in the 80s, in the 90s. Like, isn't there a statue on this shit? They can't talk about it? They should definitely want to talk about it now. Let me smoke weed real quick. Let me just chill. Let me chill real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves real quick, and let me just get high. Hold up. Let me just take like a few hits. Let me just be in the circle real quick. Let me just chill and be in the circle. You guys talk amongst yourselves real quick, and let me just take a couple hits of weed. Yo, we had like 100 people in this bitch watching, though. We're growing. We're growing as a team. I want you guys to know that. And I recognize that. Statute of limitations can't change them with any crime with that long of a time gap. They should be clear, right? I would think let me give you a different perspective, Tony. Maybe the reason they don't want to talk about it is because they don't want it to be challenged. You know? Very much so like where people talk about they have the best weed, but they won't enter into the PSL. You just want to be able to say that shit. Because as soon as you put that out on a public platform and it's challenged, contradicted, proven incorrect, you can no longer tell that story. You can no longer say you have fire weed when you aren't, putting it out there. It's in the books members wrote. Well, I can't read. You obviously don't talk to Mario enough. I'm calling scrape, scrap, scribble. Fuck. I'll get the goddamn audio book and I'll talk to you next week. Fuck, man. I'm exposing myself here. Shit. I keep it buck, guys. I keep it buck. I can laugh at myself. Come on. Is there a documentary, though, on Cornbread Mafia? Where? I guess I could look it up. Let's take a trip down internet lane. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Let's keep moving. Do you see what the first option is? I'm fucking weak. Corn, bread, mafia, audiobook.
When we talk about smuggling and selling marijuana in the United States at the end of the 20th century, the Colombian and Mexican cartels that supplied goods from their countries to the United States most likely come to mind. However, few people know that at the same time, there was an organization within the United States that produced no less, and perhaps even more marijuana than the Colombians and Mexicans imported. Right under the authorities' noses, they harvested hundreds of tons of the drug, from fields spread across almost the entire southeast of the country. They had their own strain of marijuana, their own code of silence, and later, as is customary, their own name, coined by journalists. Meet the cornbread mafia on the other side of the law.
Where you at? Which one's you, Tony? Or who do you know here? This would be you, huh? You're like, I'm down, but just block my eyes. Block my eyes. Far left bottom. This you? That's you right there? No, bro, first off, have some humor. Have a good time. We're all here discussing marijuana, my dude. You know what I mean? There should be no animosity. There's none of this. Just have some chill, my dude. Chill. So are you not in this picture, or is this you? I was 3. I'm playing. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Keep it moving.
Our story begins in Kentucky, a state founded by persecuted Catholics from Maryland in the 18th century. 200 years later, especially in Marion County, a distilling industry developed that practically became the basis of the economy. Hundreds of Catholic families in the country made their living solely from working in distilleries. This became especially noticeable when Prohibition came, followed by the Great Depression. The new rules left the Catholic and Protestant minorities of Marion without work.
Woo,
no one offered any decent alternatives, so people started looking for them themselves. The county's residents decided that the only law that could dictate their rules was God's law. And since there was no prohibition on the sale of alcohol in the Holy Scriptures, the instructions of Congress could be disregarded. And so, bootlegging flourished in Marion, with all its consequences. Wars with inspectors, shootouts between the police and gangsters trying to free bourbon from distillery warehouses, and the beds or jump out of windows to avoid their father's belt. Their mother also had a hard time. Johnny always remembered the time when his father beat her with a fish.
Hold up real quick. Who is doing this anyways? On the other side of the law. All right.
Fishing rod. Little Johnny took his mother to the doctor to have a fishhook removed from her cheek. In search of a father figure, Johnny Boone turned to his maternal grandfather, Poss Walker, the owner of extensive family.
Nice, Tony. We're all on the same page here. We're all TMW family here. We're all having discussion, and y'all motherfuckers are yokes. Y'all some yokes now. So, welcome to the party.
Farmland.
I got
Poss
the egg
Walker,
out today,
hardened
too.
by the Prohibition era, learned to supplement the family budget by moonshining, smuggling, and other means he deemed necessary to keep the farm afloat. He included these activities in his mentorship of his grandson, teaching young Boone skills for which no awards were given. In addition to moonshining, Walker taught Boone to grow tobacco in excess of the established quota, which incidentally was also suppressed by the government. Walker helped his 11-year-old grandson grow 0.7 acres of tobacco, for which he took 7th place in the county youth tobacco growing competition.
I agree, Listo.
In 1958, at the age of 15, Johnny Boone won the 4-H state championship in sheep farming, receiving a trip to Chicago for the National 4-H Congress as a prize. In 1960, Boone once again conquered Kentucky with his tobacco, making him a 2-time state champion. His winning tobacco project covered 2.6 acres, where he
Okay, so Boone was booming in the tobacco world. So homie had money. Okay.
personally irrigated the land and carefully harvested the shoots and all the leaves. Johnny Boone graduated from high school.
I bet you he was a blunt smoker, huh? Was Boone a blunt smoker? My Boone's a blunt smoker.
In 1961 as a talented football player and 6th in his class academically. The local newspaper predicted he would attend the University of Kentucky, but fate had other plans. Despite his intelligence and ambition, Johnny Boone started a family and remained on the farm to continue his grandfather's traditions. After getting married and giving up on college, Johnny Boone began farming and making moonshine to support his family. Although his home and property were in Washington County, Boone was drawn to Marion County, where some people considered compliance with certain laws optional. Starting in the 1960s, Marion County began to quietly experiment with growing marijuana for sale.
Y'all ready for this? 1960s? Here we go. Here we go. Strap in.
The impetus for this was the return of Vietnam War veterans to the county. Johnny Boone himself never fought in the Vietnam War, but he learned about the events of those years from veteran Bobby Joe Schumacher. He talked about the brutality and lack of rules on the battlefield, which inevitably left their mark on the moral values and mindset of people like Bob. This experience prepared Schumacher and other veterans for life in a world without rules, where honesty led to poverty and lawlessness led to wealth. Returning Vietnam veterans helped criminal elements in Marion County establish connections with a nationwide network of veterans. This underground network contributed to Marion County's boom in the cultivation and sale of marijuana, which was delivered to customers across the country. Experienced farmers used their expertise in growing tobacco and participating in agricultural programs to grow marijuana, and at some point, Boone, influenced by his surroundings, became one of them. He started growing marijuana, but simply growing it wasn't enough, because, as we remember, the local marijuana didn't contain enough THC to compete in the rapidly growing market. It was necessary to create a new strain, one that would be suitable for consumption and adapt to the Kentucky climate. For Boone, this was a real challenge, and he accepted it. Boone began experimenting with cannabis genetics, but he did not do it alone. His partner was a man who traveled the world collecting high-quality marijuana strains. We still don't know who this mysterious assistant was, nor do we know his origin or age. In sources about the Cornbread Mafia, he's often referred to simply as Mr. X. So Boone's experiment began.
What? Did you know that, Mr. X, huh? Uncle X? Is there any story or tale of this Mr. X out there?
He had two tasks ahead of him. First, to adapt the seeds to the conditions in Kentucky, and second, to increase the THC.
No, that's what I'm at. Wait, who you think that? Do you know? What do you mean? Who? It's Mario's great uncle. It's Johnny. He wouldn't tell anyone, so he said his name was. Are you talking? Did you just refer to Johnny Appleseed? So he wasn't only in the apples then. Wait. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. So he just didn't want to say that he was the guy with the genetics, so he made up this character? Is that what you're saying? Cops ask where the funk come from. He said dude's name is. So he's like, oh yeah, no, it's I got it from Mr. X. I got it from Mr. X, and like that's why it could never be confirmed because like there was actually no Mr. X. It was actually just him, and he was just not trying to disclose that information. That's what we're saying here, just to confirm. Or was it fucking Schumacher? Okay, that's what we're saying. That's what you're saying. But why wouldn't it be Shoemaker or Schumacher when he was in Vietnam? Do you think that he keistered genetics? I'm thinking it's Schumacher. And he keistered the genetics. And because he was in the government or, he's in the military, all this shit, of course, fucking his homeboy Boone ain't going to be like, yeah, I got fucking dude. I bet you Mr. X is, in my head right now, playing it out.
Content in the marijuana. Mr. X supplied Boone with marijuana seeds from different parts of the world. At first, these were Mexican and Colombian varieties.
Who else is going around the world besides a motherfucker in the military? It's 100%. We cracked the code here.
Then seeds from India, Pakistan, the Middle East, Kabul, and Afghanistan. Over time, he even got hold of a supposedly Russian variety of marijuana somewhere. With Mr. X's support, Boone crossed different varieties with the variety most often referred to as indica, trying to obtain a variety that could grow fully in...
See, this is why it sucks to have someone do this that doesn't... You can't cross... I mean... I was hoping that they were about to say a genetic right there. When they crossed it with a genetic, and then he comes in and says indica, homie.
Kentucky, and would not be inferior to imported goods. As a result, indica and sativa were used as the basis for the new variety, but it's not known what else was added during the selection process. In the end, Johnny Boone achieved what he had been striving for. After about 7 years of experimentation, he developed his own flawless strain of marijuana called Kentucky Bluegrass, which quickly spread among local farmers. After the farmer grew and harvested the marijuana, the product had to undergo processing, known as manicuring. Johnny Boone himself described this lengthy and tedious task as follows. You have to pull a couple of 100 pounds of weed out of the field, and you have to sit on buckets and chairs to pull all the sticks and debris out of it. You have to sit, and sit. Damn it. Sitting, and sitting was much more effective in a large group. The work of manicuring marijuana, which involved prolonged sitting and trimming the buds by hand, was performed only by trusted people who knew how to keep quiet. This monotonous work forced people who would not normally spend much time together to tolerate each other longer than many thought possible. And as we know, the more time you spend with someone, the more...
See, it makes me want to... For the person doing this story, it makes me wonder, did he cross-reference, what I know is our mecca of cannabis, which would be Humboldt, Because now I feel like he's trying to paint a picture that they thought of trimming and then they had trim jail. And then they had trim parties, right?
You begin to trust them. It was probably something like this. While trimming buds from the stems, sitting in a barn, a group of men became the team that would form the backbone of the future cornbread mafia.
Okay.
Among the participants in these gatherings were the sons of former bootlegger Squire Bickett, Joe and Jimmy, who had been involved in various criminal adventures since...
Look at the homie with the gun, bro. He didn't even give no fucks. Everyone else, good time. I'm chilling. This fool's like, nah, I'm gonna hold the gun up. Love it.
Childhood. Bobby Joe Schumacher and Garland Russell also joined the team. Garland Russell was not a local, and little is known about his life before he arrived in Marion. He was an experienced criminal who had already been to prison. Garland Russell was a very tough guy. He was accepted into the cornbread mafia, which at that time did not have a name at all, purely on the principle that since this psychopath is here, he'd better be with us than against us. However, although Russell's reputation helped in business, his rage and propensity for violence often caused problems. For example, once, when the young people of the cornbread mafia discovered that someone was stealing plants from their plot near the Rolling Fork River, Russell gathered the team and they, armed with shotguns, crossed the river to punish the family they suspected of stealing marijuana. They opened fire on the house, smashed the windows, damaged a car, and killed a dog. Not satisfied with this, Russell broke down the door and wanted to kill everyone, including children and the elderly. But his own people stopped him. In the late 1970s, Russell got involved in another shootout and disappeared, after which neither the police nor his relatives were able to find him. But his daughters, who were hoping to inherit his fortune, were unable to prove his death. No one knows what happened to Garland Russell, and if anyone does know, they are keeping quiet. Incidentally, there's a theory that he was the first to coin the term cornbread mafia. Although this name was not meant to be taken seriously, it would be like a group of boys who steal candy from a kiosk for fun, calling themselves mafiosi. But why is it called the cornbread mafia? Because one of the most popular methods of disguising marijuana was to plant it among cornfields. Apart from characters such as Garland Russell, the so-called cornbread mafia mainly consisted of ordinary farmers and former bootleggers who were simply doing business in conditions of terrible unemployment. On Christmas Eve 1980, Lebanon Enterprise reporter Ninny Glasscock surveyed a group of at least 40 people gathered at the county courthouse to file for unemployment benefits, and the information she gathered was grim. Here's one man's story. I have 4 small children. I haven't worked since July. I've looked everywhere for work, but no one is hiring, and the bills have to be paid. It's hard not.
All right, good shit. There's 20 more minutes of that. I'll drop that link in the chat if you guys want to finish up with that on your time. Go ahead and do so. I'll hit that link in the chat. It went a little stale. I'll watch the rest of it, though, personally, and we can talk about it next episode. But hey, marijuana, man, love the conversation. You never know what, I mean, look at the topics we discussed. That's what we do. Yeah, absolutely. No, man, I like to have as much history as I can about cannabis. I'm a person that's been in love with cannabis since finding it. I've been an enthusiast about it. I've been obnoxious with it all my life type shit. But you know, these days, as I've gotten older and now things are, you know, marijuana's growing up. You know what I mean? It's no longer our shit. It's no longer like our little secret or our little, you know, vice. And it no longer puts us in an exclusive club that it once did. Now it's it's a commercial product. So just diving in, man, to hear the history of it. Love to hear it. It's cool now we can get together like this, chop it up about weed, have these conversations. And so thank you for popping on and being a part of the show, my man. I never knew. I definitely could say I never knew. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, Sin. I agree with you. Mocking. Is that how you say that? Mocking? Still very illegal in places. When I would go out there across the nation, man, it didn't make sense to me how it could be illegal like that. And then you cross a little imaginary line and it's completely illegal or vice versa. That was always a trip. Anytime I'd go and we'd be on tours, we'd always look up the city or the states that we're headed to. And some of them, man, it's like, holy shit. And we're driving in a van that had like Zong and like, you know, basically weed paraphernalia as its fucking decor, decals all over the bitch. I was like, oh, we're fucked. We never got pulled over though. What's up, Kid Crow? Marijuana. Damn, so preferred. So damn. So Growing Pains gets to hold on the number one spot for like What? I mean, they haven't put out the new rankings, right? So technically, Growing Pains is still number one. And maybe in between time, between when they announce the rankings, shit's about to go down for Growing Pains, right? They're about to come in here, win. Maybe they win this sativa bracket. Boom. Then they're a 3 bracket champion. So I feel like almost, and let me know if you agree with this, but in between rankings is like a season, you know? Do they drop rankings? They don't drop rankings consistently, do they? It's kind of sporadic. I think in the future, they might want to drop it more in a system. And then, like, you know, you would see in between, be like, all right, man, shit, get to work. Get to work in between this season right here we got. Get to work. Gondre, I think brackets should mean more than a random duel. The guys wanted. So you put more volume on winning a bracket, and I can see that, right? You go through multiple stages, multiple different competitors. Outside of just a 1v1. What do you guys think about that? Where are you at on that? You guys over here talking about cornbread in the chat. Love it. Well, marijuana, there's some shit that popped off in Arizona. My fucking phones are going off on it. People waiting for a call back. I'm gonna go handle that shit. Tom likes doing bracket is like the playoffs, menu duel like a regular season. Ooh, that's significant. Damn. That's a okay. It's nice to know your perspective. Like, you know what I mean? If you guys got some perspective out there. I might get some cornbread. I might go to some barbecue. I'm inspired by the chat. There was there's this I'll save it for tomorrow. Let's get it. Marijuana to you guys. I appreciate you popping in. You know how we like to end it. Thank you for popping in to TMW The Morning Wood. Every weekday, 10 a.m., where we get together, chop it up about cannabis. I see the eggs in the chat. Let me know you fuck with me. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to our sponsors out there, HGV, Smackers, and the High Lounge. Let us pray. Marijuana. God damn, you're special. You are a special. Just miracle. You're a goddamn miracle plant. Thank you for this community, for the conversation, for the genetics. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Thank you.
That's science.